Good morning, everyone. Dini and I are at PBI going to New York for a happy occasion, for a wedding tonight. And then we got to get back tomorrow because we have another wedding in Miami tomorrow night. And I couldn't be happier about starting the first 2 days of this week with 2 weddings back to back. Because today and tomorrow is not only the first 2 days of the week, but it's the first 2 days of a new month, the Jewish month of Adar, which our rabbis tell us is the happiest month on the Jewish calendar. It's the month that contains the holiday of Purim. And as the rabbis say, Mishenichnas Adar, when Adar begins, Marbim b'simcha, we increase our joy. And the question is, how can we be joyous during this month of Adar when there's a war going on in Israel and 134 of our fellow brothers and sisters are sitting in captivity as hostages? How are we meant to be happy? Well, we're reading now the final Torah portion about the building of the Mishkan, the tabernacle in the desert. And it says in yesterday's Torah portion that the women gave more generously than the men to the building of the Mishkan. And the Torah describes how the women gave their jewelry, which they had refused to give for the golden calf, but now generously gave away their jewelry to be able to build the Mishkan, to provide the gold and the silver for the tabernacle. And the Torah goes on to specify 4 pieces of jewelry that the women gave. The Torah says they gave their earrings, they gave their nose rings, they gave their finger rings, and they gave their bracelets. And the previous Lubavitcher Rabbi explains, why does the Torah specify these 4 pieces of jewelry? After all, they didn't use the pieces of jewelry themselves. They were melted down to be used for the gold of the candelabra, for the ark. Why tell us which jewelry they gave? Why not just say they gave jewelry? And our rabbis say these are the 4 ornaments, the 4 pieces of jewelry that every human being must utilize in their lives. Just like jewelry can bring joy, the real joy comes from the meaning behind these 4 pieces of jewelry. And our rabbis, the Lubavitcher Rebbe explains, earrings means to be able to be a listener. We have to listen to one another. But it's not enough to listen with your ears, the Rebbe says, because some things remain unspoken. Sometimes people will not tell you what is really on their heart. And therefore you have to use your nose rings. You have to be able to sniff out, to smell out, to read between the lines what's going on, to hear the unspoken, unverbal communication of another fellow man. And then once you truly understand the needs of another person, you then use your finger ring. You use your finger to point them and guide them lovingly on the proper path. And if necessary, you then use your bracelets. The bracelets represents your arms. Take action and do whatever is necessary to help your fellow man. And this is perhaps the answer how we can find joy during this month. By being there for one another, by hearing each other, listening to each other, understanding each other, communicating through the hearts of one another, and then using our fingers to guide people lovingly on the proper path, and when necessary, our arms to take action on behalf of one another. That's the way we can find the joy of this month of Adar. Tonight and tomorrow I'll be at a wedding, but there was a very special wedding that took place in Israel last week. 10 couples were married together. They were all soldiers who had their weddings postponed during the war. Because of the war, they were not able to get married. And Chabad of Israel made a joint mass wedding of 10 couples. Each couple was able to invite 100 guests, and 1,000 people got together in Tel Aviv with 10 marriage canopies. And they had a joint wedding with beautiful music and flowers and celebration and food and dancing all together. And you may ask, why would 10 couples agree to get married with 9 other couples that they don't know? A wedding is usually a private affair for your family, for your friends. Every family didn't know 900 other people at the wedding. Why would 10 couples agree to get married with 9 other couples they didn't know? And the answer is so obvious after October 7th. Yes, you always invite your family to a wedding, but after October 7th, we realize we're all family. Every one of those 10 soldiers was ready to give their life for the Jewish people. If you're ready to die for people you don't know, surely you're willing to celebrate and live with people that you don't know. And that's the message of the joy of Adar. The joy of Adar comes when we recognize that we're all one. The greatest happiness in life comes from the joy of connection, of love. And we have a tremendous amount of love today amongst the Jewish people, a tremendous amount of unity. a tremendous feeling of family. As someone said, the Jewish people may be the smallest nation on earth, but we're the largest family on earth. So let's make it a happy month of Adar. Let's see each and every one of ourselves and our fellow Jews as mishpacha, as family. Let's treat each other lovingly as family. Let's unite. Let's celebrate joyous, happy Jewish occasions. And let us be besimcha till we celebrate the joy this month, God willing soon, of the return of all of our hostages. Have a wonderful day.